So it's recently come to my attention that a lot of new people who are just getting into credit are applying for the wrong credit cards. And when I say applying for the wrong credit cards, I mean a credit card that's going to give you a low limit, like anywhere from $300 to $700. You guys definitely need to know what credit cards to go for when you guys are just barely starting out and which credit cards you guys should be staying away from. Like a big mistake I always see people make when they're just getting into credit is applying for a Capital One credit card or any other kind of store credit card. Now, Capital One credit cards might be new credit friendly, but they definitely have a downside that not too many people out there are talking enough about. So what I'm going to be talking about in this video is why you guys should stay away from bogus credit cards that end up shooting you in the foot later on in life. And then also I'll give you guys a few recommendations on some financial institutions you guys should be banking with and getting credit cards from. So if you guys want to find out more about this, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end so that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any good financial information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to be briefly going over this topic. If you guys are going to be applying for your very first credit card, I would personally stay away from Capital One credit cards or other store credit cards. I know some of you guys out there are going to say, oh, why? Capital One is new credit friendly, or they're perfect if you're trying to build your credit. But the truth is, just don't. Because most of the time, whenever you guys apply for these kind of credit cards, they're going to give you a low credit limit. And based on what I've personally seen in the past with my personal friends, is they stay at that credit limit for a very, very long time. I literally was just speaking to my friend yesterday about the credit limit he has on both his Capital One credit cards, the Quicksilver credit card and the Platinum credit card. He has a $500 credit limit on both of those credit cards. Those two credit cards were pretty much his introduction to the credit game, and the credit limits on those cards have not changed at all. And it's been years. And when I say years, I'm talking like 6-7 years already, and it has not changed. He has a low limit on that credit card, so he doesn't even bother to use it because it's like, what am I going to do with $500? And it's actually crazy because the other credit cards that he has, well, let's say Navy Federal Credit Union, he has an $8,000 credit limit on that Navy Federal credit card, so that's what he's always using now. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys can increase your credit limit with Capital One over time, but the thing about Capital One credit cards is you guys have to be active with them if you guys want a credit limit increase with them. If you are not actively using your Capital One credit cards and running them up and paying them back every month, then Capital One is not going to give you a credit limit increase. When getting a credit limit increase with Capital One, you guys really have to be consistent with it, because if you aren't, they're not going to extend you any more credit. I actually made a full in-depth video on how to get a credit limit increase with Capital One, so if you guys are interested in watching that, then feel free to browse my YouTube channel or hit the link in the description below, or just wait till this video's over and I'll put it at the end of this video so that way you guys can watch that. But anyways, I personally would not go with a Capital One credit card for these 4 reasons right here. 1, they pull from all 3 credit bureaus versus pulling from only 1 credit bureau. 2, if you're new to credit, they're going to give you a low credit limit. 3, they're stingy with their credit limit increases even if you are actively using the credit card. And 4, which is actually one of the most important pieces to the puzzle, which actually falls in line with store credit cards as well. Whenever you guys go and apply for another credit card, other lenders are going to take a look at your credit report and look at your other credit limits you have with different lenders. So let's say, for example, you guys are going to apply for a Discover card. Discover is going to look at something called your comparable credit, meaning the credit limit that the other credit issuers gave you, and they're going to base your credit limit off around that. So if Capital One or another store credit card gave you a low $500 credit limit, then guess what Discover is going to give you? You're going to get something of that amount, or maybe slightly higher, or maybe even slightly lower. And then after this is just going to set a chain reaction for the next credit cards that you guys are going to be applying for. So I would recommend is just to stay away from Capital One credit cards or even store credit cards if you guys are new to credit, so that way you guys can avoid this mistake. Honestly, what I would recommend to do is start banking with a credit union if you guys haven't yet already, and build a relationship with them for at least 3 months and then apply for a credit card with them. Because the thing about credit unions that's different from other lenders or financial institutions is they're going to give you a high limit credit card on your first run compared to what you would have got with Capital One or another store credit card. So that's quite literally what I would do if I'm a new person that's just getting into credit, that's just getting started. That is hands down the best route that you guys can possibly go. I don't care what anybody says. And if you guys don't know what credit union to go with, then I'll go ahead and name drop a few for you guys so that way you guys know. But at the same time too, you guys can always check in with your local credit union wherever you guys live. Now the first credit union is going to be called Navy Federal Credit Union. I highly recommend banking with them if you guys haven't yet already. Now they are military exclusive to people who are in the military and their family members, so if you guys can get in with them, then I would recommend to do it ASAP if you have the opportunity to. I actually have a lot of videos about them on my channel, like how to start banking with them, how to get high credit limits. So if you guys are interested in watching that, feel free to browse my YouTube channel or hit the link in the description below. But a few other credit unions that I would personally recommend you guys to start banking with is going to be PenFed Credit Union, Langley Federal Credit Union, and even NASA Federal Credit Union. I literally talked about all those credit unions on my channel before, so again, if you guys are interested in watching these videos, feel free to browse my channel or hit the link in the description below. But if you guys go with any of those credit unions that I just mentioned and you build a relationship with them for at least 3 months, they're going to approve you for a high limit credit card on your first go with them. Now, why is this important? Why do you guys want a high limit credit card on your first go? Why do you need this? You guys want a high limit credit card on on your guys' first go, because whenever you apply for another credit card with a different credit issuer, they're more than likely going to give you a high limit too now, because that's what your comparable credit is. If Navy Federal gave you a credit limit of, let's say, $5,000 on your guys' first run, whenever you apply for another credit card, especially with a different credit union, then you'll probably get like another $5,000 or even an $8,000 swipe on your next credit card. And obviously, this is going to be way better than getting that little $500 credit limit from Capital One or even a store credit card like Target or something. But also really quick, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would really appreciate it, because it really helps me out a lot, and then it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But anyways, again, I would definitely stay away from those credit cards. I would also stay away from the Indigo MasterCard, the Destiny MasterCard, and the Milestone MasterCard, because all of those credit cards are literally bogus. I've actually done videos on those credit cards in the past, and those videos actually perform really well. So what that tells me is people are still getting those credit cards to this day. And if they're still getting them to this day, then that means people are still making this mistake, so don't be that person. And also, one more thing before I end this video, most of these credit issuers are pulling from different credit bureaus, so you'll be able to get more credit cards because you'll only get a hard pull from one specific credit bureau. Because again, if you guys are getting a credit card from Capital One, then they're going to pull from all three credit bureaus, and now you have a hard inquiry on your credit report from all three bureaus. And that does not look good to other lenders out there if you guys are thinking about applying for something soon. And I'll talk more about that in a different video, so just subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, if you guys want the free gems. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I just wanted to make a quick video in regards to this because I've seen quite a few people out there making this mistake, so I'm just trying to save you guys. So share this video with a friend so that way you can save them too. Let me know in the comments, what was the very first credit card you guys ever applied for? I would love to know. For me personally, it was a Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card, but if I can go back, low-key, I would go with a credit union and apply for a credit card with a credit union, so that way I can get the highest limit as possible. Don't forget to get your free stock at Robinhood that could potentially be worth all the way up to $200 when you guys use my link in the description below. And also, if you guys are looking for a high yield savings account, I personally use SoFi, so that's what I would recommend using. If you guys use my link in the description below, then you can potentially earn all the way up to $325 of free money, so I definitely wouldn't snooze on that while the offer is still available. And also, really quick, I do offer one-on-one consultations. If you guys would like to speak to me personally, the link will always be in the description below. But if you guys want the chance to win a free 15-minute consultation from me, then just comment the word free game in the comments below and send an email to my business email stating what you guys would like to talk about. I do pick a winner every Monday. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, we are at 56,607 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know. And if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time I post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your guys' credit cards, how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate. We talk about mortgage loan programs. We talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. And really quick, for those that don't know, I'm a licensed real estate agent and a licensed mortgage loan originator. So if you guys are trying to purchase or sell a home in Southern California, all my information is always going to be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.